I was a team leader at the time, and I remember the platoon sergeant came in, kicked open the door, and said, "Get up, we gotta go." We were on QRF. That stands for Quick Reaction Force. So it was pretty often that if a firefight came up or if somebody needed some help around our area of operations, we'd have to get up and go help these guys out. And so everybody in my platoon, we got our assault packs together, we got our weapons, our ammunition, everything that we needed for that mission was ready. We ran out to the vehicles, our Humvees. We got our battleships. There are devices that the insurgents would use to stay close to the ground, and we command detonate them when the soldiers or Marines or sailors drive by. And I remember my heart just pounding. Everybody in the vehicles got quiet. And these things are so big, we're driving around them. You can't even get on the road. So we're just waiting. We've been hit before by an IED. It wasn't a big one, but every time you go over a bridge, every time you get next to a hole, you just scream and you wait. You wait for it to go off, hoping it's not going to be you. We made it through that point, went all the way down to our objective, and we turned around and we were coming back. And when we got to about that same area, we felt like everything was going to be fine. My driver and I, everybody else in the vehicle, we're just talking. We're hoping the chow hall was going to be open when we got back so we could get some breakfast. And as we're talking and laughing, the first explosion goes off. And these bombs are just so big. They're so loud. They instantly humble you and make you feel small. Fear is just instantly struck into you. And I could see the shrapnel, the white hot shrapnel, just blasting in the air from our lieutenant's Humvee. And we got out of the kill zone and we waited. And we called him. Said 3-1, this is 3-4 over. 3-1, this is 3-4 over. Over and over with no response. And we were hoping they weren't dead. After some time, we made the decision that we were going to go up there and attend to the wounded and help pull security in case anything else were to happen. And as I slammed on the gas pedal of that Humvee that morning, straining the engine as fast as I could to get on the other side of them, opening my door just for a second, that's when that secondary device went off. And the blast was just so loud and so big. I remember just waiting, just closing my eyes and waiting. And the dust settled, and it seemed like an eternity before somebody called my name. My driver was calling other people's names in the vehicle, and they were responding with a moan or a cry. They were saying, I'm okay, I think I'm alright, I'm okay. And my driver got to me and he said, Bagge. And I wanted so bad just to respond like everybody else, but when I opened my mouth, the only thing that came out were these deep, guttural screams and cries. I had no control over what I was doing. I was just screaming and screaming. And I realized at that moment, and it said, Bagge's hit. So everybody got out of the vehicles and they came and they were tending me. And I was trapped in there for about 45 minutes. I had debris all over my legs. I could see the blood. I could see my left foot was turned around. The toes were blowing out of the boot. I knew I was hurt bad, but I didn't think this would happen. And they got me out of the truck. They laid me on the cool desert floor, almost 5 in the morning. And we waited. We waited to get a helicopter. And it took a total of 90 minutes that I lay there with my tourniquets on, waiting to die. And it's funny, in that 90 minutes, I never once thought about the things that I used to think were important. The things that I thought were the most valuable in life, like the nicest house, the best car, nice watch. Not once was I thinking about that tax-free money that we were getting in Iraq. I was thinking about my family. I was thinking about my wife. And I was asking my buddies to tell her that I loved her, because I didn't think I was coming home. The choppers came down, they landed. They wheeled me on the choppers. And I remember laying there. It was like watching television. The chopper came into the lot and it landed. and 10 or 12 nurses and doctors who came around and they were poking me and they were prodding me. And it was like just in the movies when the camera goes up and you see the lights going by and you can see the doctors looking at you. It was just like that, except I couldn't hear anything, I couldn't say anything, I couldn't do anything. I was just laying there dying. And I wake up several days later in Germany to somebody saying, Christian, and I can feel this tube being pulled out of my throat. I was in an intubated state. I was in a medically induced coma for a couple days because of all the surgeries. And this guy grabbed my arm, and there was a couple nurses in there holding my hand, and he said, Christian, we have to amputate your legs to save your life. And it took me a minute to really let that sink in. And I remember my heart just falling and sinking, and I was thinking, what am I going to do now? Some time passed, and this doctor hands me a phone. He says, here's your wife. We got your wife on the line. And so, I don't know, they dialed or I hit a button or something. Here she is. Here's her voice. The voice that I never thought that I'd hear again. And I said, did they tell you what happened? And she said, yeah. Yes, they told me. And I said, you still love me. We've been married for 2 months, and I was a little bit nervous. I wasn't too secure after 2 months of marriage. And she said, yes, I'll love you no matter what. And I remember at that instant that no matter what happened, yeah, I lost 2 legs, but I was going to give 100% to my recovery, to the rest of my life, to my family, to those things that I found that really mattered in life. It's a shame that Peter passed away so young, but he's left behind 2 boys and a wonderful wife and a great community that supports him. And this isn't about me, it's about Peter tonight. And I'm glad that I could be here to support him too. Thank you for coming.